Hi, I'm Sarah. I'm going to be reading Numbers 1 through 3 with you. Numbers 1. The Lord spoke to Moses in the tent of meeting in the desert of Sinai on the first day of the second month of the second year after the Israelites came out of Egypt. He said, "Take a census of the whole Israelite community by their clans and families, listing every man by name one by one. You and Aaron are to count according to their divisions all the men in Israel who are 20 years old or more and able to serve in the army. One man from each tribe. Each of them, the head of his family, is to help you. These are the names of the men who are to assist you. From Reuben, Elizur, son of Shedeur. From Simeon, Shelumiel, son of Zurishaddai. From Judah, Nahshon, son of Amminadab. From Issachar, Nathanael, son of Zuar. From Zebulun, Eliab, son of Helon. From the sons of Joseph, from Ephraim, Elishama, son of Ammihud. From Manasseh, Gamaliel, son of Pedazur. From Benjamin, Abidan, son of Gideoni. From Dan, Ahiezer, son of Ammishaddai. From Asher, Pagiel, son of Okran. From Gad, Eliasaph, son of Duel. From Naphtali, Ahira, son of Enan. These were the men appointed from the community, the leaders of their ancestral tribes. They were the heads of the clans of Israel. Moses and Aaron took these men whose names had been specified, and they called the whole community together on the first day of the second month. The people registered their ancestry by their clans and families, and the men 20 years old or more were listed by name one by one, as the Lord commanded Moses. And so he counted them in the desert of Sinai. From the descendants of Reuben, the firstborn son of Israel, all the men 20 years old or more who were able to serve in the army were listed by name, one by one, according to the records of their clans and families. The numbers from the tribe of Reuben was 46,500. From the descendants of Simeon, all the men 20 years old or more who were able to serve in the army were counted and listed by name, one by one, according to the record of their clans and families. The number from the tribe of Simeon was 59,300. From all the descendants of Gad, all the men 20 years old or more who were able to serve in the army were listed by name according to the records of their clans and families. The number from the tribe of Gad was 45,650. From the descendants of Judah, all the men 20 years old or more who were able to serve in the army were listed by name according to the records of their clans and families. The number from the tribe of Judah was 74,600. From the descendants of Issachar, all the men 20 years old or more who were able to serve in the army were listed by name according to the records of their clans and families. The number from the tribe of Issachar was 54,400. From the descendants of Zebulun, all the men 20 years old or more who were able to serve in the army were listed by name according to the records of their clans and families. The number from the tribe of Zebulun was 57,400. From the sons of Joseph, from the descendants of Ephraim, all the men 20 years old or more who were able to serve in the army were listed by name according to the records of their clans and families. The number from the tribe of Ephraim was 40,500. From the descendants of Manasseh, all the men 20 years old or more who were able to serve in the army were listed by name according to the records of their clans and families. The number from the tribe of Manasseh was 32,200. From the descendants of Benjamin, all the men 20 years old or more who were able to serve in the army were listed by name according to the records of their clans and families. The number from the tribe of Benjamin was 35,400. From the descendants of Dan, all the men 20 years old or more who were able to serve in the army were listed by name according to the records of their clans and families. The number from the tribe of Dan was 62,700. From the descendants of Asher, All the men 20 years old or more who were able to serve in the army were listed by name according to the records of their clans and families. The number from the tribe of Asher was 41,500. From the descendants of Naphtali, all the men 20 years old or more who were able to serve in the army were listed by name according to the records of their clans and families. The number from the tribe of Naphtali was 53,400. These were the men counted by Moses and Aaron and the 12 leaders of Israel, each one representing his family. All the Israelites 20 years old or more who were able to serve in Israel's army were counted according to their families. The total number was 603,550. The ancestral tribe of the Levites, however, was not counted along with the others. The Lord had said to Moses, "You must not count the tribe of Levi or include them in the census of the other Israelites. Instead, appoint the Levites to be in charge of the tabernacle of the covenant law, over all its furnishings and everything belonging to it. They are to carry the tabernacle and all its furnishings. They are to take care of it and encamp around it. Whenever the tabernacle is to move, the Levites are to take it down, and whenever the tabernacle is to be set up, the Levites shall do it. Anyone else who approaches it is to be put to death. The Israelites are to set up their tents by divisions, each of them in their own camp under their standard. The Levites, however, are to set up their tents around the tabernacle of the covenant law so that my wrath will not fall on the Israelite community. The Levites are to be responsible for the care of the tabernacle of the covenant law." The Israelites did all this just as the Lord commanded Moses. Numbers 2. The Lord said to Moses and Aaron, "The Israelites are to camp around the tent of meeting, some distance from it, each of them holding their standard and holding the banners of their family. On the east, toward the sunrise, the divisions of the camp of Judah are to encamp under their standard. The leader of the people of Judah is Nahshon, son of Amminadab. His division numbers 74,600. The tribe of Issachar will camp next to them. The leader of the people of Issachar is Nathanael, son of Zuar. His division number is 54,400. The tribe of Zebulun will be next. The leader of the people of Zebulun is Eliab, son of Helon. His division numbers is 57,400. All the men assigned to the camp of Judah according to their divisions number is 186,400. They will set out first. On the south will be the divisions of the camp of Reuben under their standard. The leader of the people of Reuben is Elizur, son of Shedeur. His division numbers 46,500. The tribe of Simeon will camp next to them. The leader of the people of Simeon is Shelumiel, son of Zurishaddai. His division numbers 59,300. The tribe of Gad will be next. The leader of the people of Gad is Eliasaph, son of Deuel. His division numbers 45,650. All the men assigned to the camp of Reuben according to their divisions number 151,450. They will set out second. Then the tent of meeting and the camp of the Levites will set out in the middle of the camps. They will set out in the same order as they encamp, each in their own place under their own standard. On the west will be the divisions of the camp of Ephraim under their standard. The leader of the people of Ephraim is Elishama, son of Ammihud. His division numbers 40,500. The tribe of Manasseh will be next to them. The leader of the people of Manasseh is Gamiel, son of Pedazur. His division numbers 32,200. The tribe of Benjamin will be next. The leader of the people of Benjamin is Abidan, son of Gideoni. His division numbers 35,400. All the men assigned to the camp of Ephraim according to their divisions number 108,100. They will set out third. On the north will be the divisions of the camp of Dan under their standard. The leader of the people of Dan is Ahiezer, son of Ammishaddai. His division numbers 62,700. The tribe of Asher will camp next to them. The leader of the people of Asher is Pagiel, son of Okran. His division numbers 41,500. The tribe of Naphtali will be next. The leader of the people of Naphtali is Ahira, son of Enan. His division numbers 53,400. All the men assigned to the camp of Dan number 157,600. They will set out last under their standards. These are the Israelites counted according to their families. All the men in the camps by their divisions number 603,550. The Levites, however, were not counted along with the other Israelites as the Lord commanded Moses. So the Israelites did everything the Lord commanded Moses. That is the way they encamped under their standards, and that is the way they set out, each of them with their clan and family. Numbers 3. This is the account of the family of Aaron and Moses at the time the Lord spoke to Moses at Mount Sinai. The names of the sons of Aaron were Nadab the firstborn, and Abihu, Eleazar, and Ithamar. Those were the names of Aaron's sons, the anointed priests, who are ordained to serve as priests. Nadab and Abihu, however, died before the Lord when they made an offering with an unauthorized fire before him in the desert of Sinai. They had no sons, so Eleazar and Ithamar served as priests during the lifetime of their father Aaron. The Lord said to Moses, "Bring the tribe of Levi and present them to Aaron the priest to assist him. They are to perform duties for him and for the whole community at the tent of meeting by doing the work of the tabernacle. They are to take care of all the furnishings of the tent of meeting, fulfilling the obligations of the Israelites by doing the work of the tabernacle. Give the Levites to Aaron and his sons. They are the Israelites who are to be given wholly to him. Appoint Aaron and his sons to serve as priests. Anyone else who approaches the sanctuary is to be put to death." The Lord also said to Moses, "I have taken the Levites from among the Israelites in place of the first male offspring of every Israelite woman. The Levites are mine, for all the firstborn are mine. When I struck down all the firstborn in Egypt, I set apart for myself every firstborn in Israel, whether human or animal. They are to be mine. I am the Lord." The Lord said to Moses in the desert of Sinai, "Count the Levites by their families and clans. Count every male a month old or more." So Moses counted them, as he was commanded by the word of the Lord. These were the names of the sons of Levi: Gershon, Kohath, and Merari. These were the names of the Gershonite clans: Libni and Shimei. The Kohathite clans: Amram, Izhar, Hebron, and Uzziel. The Merarite clans: Malai and Mushi. These were the Levite clans according to their families. To Gershon belonged the clans of the Libanites and Shimeites. These were the Gershonite clans. The numbers of all the males a month old or more who were counted was 7,500. The Gershonite clans were to camp on the west behind the tabernacle. The leader of the families of the Gershonites was Eliasaph, son of Lael. At the tent of meeting, the Gershonites were responsible for the care of the tabernacle and tent, its coverings, the curtain at the entrance of the tent of meeting, the curtains of the courtyard, the curtain at the entrance to the courtyard surrounding the tabernacle and altar, and the ropes, and everything related to their use. The Kohath belonged to the clans of the Amorites, Izharites, Hebronites, and Uzzielites. These were the Kohathite clans. The numbers of all the males a month old or more was 8,600. The Kohathites were responsible for the care of the sanctuary. The Kohathite clans were to camp on the south side of the tabernacle. The leader of the families of the Kohathite clans was Eliasaphan, son of Uzziel. They were responsible for the care of the ark, the table, the lampstand, the altars, the articles of the sanctuary used in ministering, the curtain, and everything related to their use. The chief leader of the Levites was Eleazar, son of Aaron, the priest. He was appointed over those who were responsible for the care of the sanctuary. To Merari belonged the clans of the Malites and the Mushites. These were the Merarite clans. The number of all the males a month old or more who were counted was 6,200. The leader of the families of the Merarite clans was Zuriel, son of Abihail. They were to camp on the north side of the tabernacle. The Merarites were appointed to take care of the frames of the tabernacle, its crossbars, posts, bases, and all its equipment, and everything related to their use, as well as the posts of the surrounding courtyard with their bases, tent pegs, and ropes. Moses and Aaron and his sons were to camp to the east of the tabernacle towards the sunrise in front of the tent of meeting. They were responsible for the care of the sanctuary on behalf of the Israelites. Anyone else who approached the sanctuary was to be put to death. The total number of Levites counted at the Lord's command by Moses and Aaron according to their clans, including every male, a month old or more, was 22,000. The Lord said to Moses, "Count all the firstborn Israelite males who are a month old or more, and make a list of their names. Take the Levites for me in place of all the firstborn of the Israelites, and the livestock of the Levites in place of all the firstborn of the livestock of the Israelites. I am the Lord." So Moses counted all the firstborn of the Israelites as the Lord commanded him. The total number of firstborn males a month old or more listed by name was 22,273. The Lord also said to Moses, "Take the Levites in place of all the firstborn of Israel, and the livestock of the Levites in place of their livestock. The Levites are to be mine. I am the Lord. To redeem the 273 firstborn Israelites who exceed the number of the Levites, collect 5 shekels for each one, according to the sanctuary shekel, which weighs 20 gerahs. Give the money for the redemption of the additional Israelites to Aaron and his sons." So Moses collected the redemption money from those who exceeded the number redeemed by the Levites. From the firstborn of the Israelites, he collected silver weighing 1,365 shekels according to the sanctuary shekel. Moses gave the redemption money to Aaron and his sons as he was commanded by the word of the Lord.
Hello, my friend, and welcome to Fear into Faith, the global Bible revival, where we're on a mission to get 1 million people to read the Word of God across the world. I have with me fabulous Sarah Wilson, and my name is Summer Day. Sarah, how are you?
Good, how are you?
Welcome. Oh,
Thank you for having me here.
How are you really?
I'm nervous. I'm not gonna lie.
I love it.
This is like out of my element, so I'm just trying to push through and persevere my emotions.
I love it, and I wanted you to share that because sometimes people watch TV and they think that everything is just rainbows and easy and sunshine and all the things, and I love that you're nervous because God delivers when we do our best, yes.
Yeah,
So
I've just been a sheltered stay-at-home mom for 7 years now, so I'm like
cute.
Going out in the world a little bit.
I love it. I'm proud of you for being
Thank
here.
you.
Yes, you're a mom. How many kids do you have?
5, and I'm pregnant.
5 and 1 on the way?
Yeah.
Beautiful. I love it. How many boys, how many girls?
I have 3 boys and 2 girls.
You're
Sorry,
busy. You're like, I'm just a stay-at-home mom.
Yeah.
Because how old's the oldest?
7.
Oh, so 5 kids under 7?
Yes.
You're not just a stay-at-home mom.
And the
You're
youngest,
a superstar.
Yeah. The youngest is 9 months, so
You
that's
are
like
doing
busy.
amazing things.
Thank you.
Yeah, you're incredible. And you have this beautiful joy of the Lord about you.
Thank you.
I feel like the light of Jesus just comes out of your eyes.
Thank you. I
Love
appreciate
it.
that.
What made you say yes to come in here?
I just wanted to encourage and inspire people to read their Bibles, especially moms who have a bunch of little kids. Like, that has been my number one struggle, is the fact that I have so many little kids that depend on me, especially when I'm trying to read. So one of the things that I have tried to really be intentional about is reading first thing in the morning, putting that first, because I try to start my day with the Word of God, and it really does affect my day. And I've noticed days that I don't intentionally put that first, and it destroys my day, for lack of better words. It just I can definitely notice a shift whenever I'm not reading my Bible first thing in the morning. How it affects my days, how I treat my children, and how the day even goes about. You can tell a difference. So I just want to encourage moms who are busy that, like, that is the most important thing for your children.
Yeah.
Like, we're always told to take care of ourselves, put ourselves first, self-care, but in reality, the greatest form of taking care of ourselves is relying on God and having a relationship with Him.
Okay, we got to repeat that because it was just so good. The greatest form of self-care is relying on God.
Yeah, and putting Him first.
So good. That's so good. I love it. We haven't had a message like this at all. I think it's great that you're about to have your sixth kid. You're going to have 6 kids under the age of 7.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
And we're called to deny ourselves as well, so...
And you're just juggling all the things.
Yeah.
Okay, let's break down your morning. Can you explain to that mom that's watching, like, how do you juggle all the things? How do you make God a priority?
The first thing is it's a sacrifice to have to wake up before my kids. I'm I'm not a morning person at all. So sacrificing getting up before them, because before I would just wait until they all wake up because I was so tired.
Yeah.
But that isn't intentional. Like waiting until the last minute, right before I go to bed is what I used to do. Read the word before bed while I'm like falling asleep reading. So what I do now is I just wait until, or I set an alarm like 30 minutes before they usually wake up, and I read for like 30 minutes. I'm reading the Bible in a year right now.
Yeah.
So that's what I do first thing, and then my kids will wake up after I'm done. And if they wake up before, I always tell them, you're going to have to wait until I'm done reading my Bible. I'm not getting up and getting your cereal until I'm done, because this is most important. And I'm trying to teach them that their relationship with God should be the most important thing in their life.
Yeah.
And the only way to do that is to show them that I'm putting God before their needs.
Yeah.
As crazy as it sounds, it's the most important thing.
I want to share with you something. I want to share with you that I know firsthand that you're going to bear really great fruit with your kids. And here's how I know it. I was doing that for a while, but I didn't know I was doing that. But I was doing that same thing. I was reading the Bible in the morning, and when my kids come, they would either crawl in next to me and just be silent, or sometimes they wanted me to read out loud. And then when they were old enough and they were reading, they started bringing in their own Bible.
Yeah.
And I have to tell you, I have a 10-year-old now. And I catch her up late at night. It'll be midnight. And I'm like, why is your light still on? What are you doing? I told you to go to bed 3 hours ago. And you know what she's doing? Reading Revelation.
Yeah.
She's reading her Bible as a 10-year-old.
Yeah.
She has so much biblical knowledge that in Sunday school, the teachers told me, they're like, I think she knows more about the Bible than we do.
Yeah.
So I know that when you model that behavior, when you show them, they will start picking it up on your own.
Yeah, that's the most important thing that we can teach our children is to know the Word of God. So that's what has to be first and foremost in our life.
So good. I love it. So why are you so passionate about the Word?
Well, I mean, it just started with my testimony that I was telling you earlier about losing a baby. That really woke me up to the reality that I was living a lukewarm Christian life. Like just saying, well, I believe in God and that's enough. And so when that happened, it really hit me that I didn't actually really know God like I thought I did. I didn't ever read my Bible.
Always knew God? Did you always know God?
No, I didn't grow up in the faith at all. I was told that you just asked Jesus into your heart and that was it. I was never around people who truly read the Bible and sought God out.
Did you go to church as a kid or?
No,
So
I didn't.
How did you ever hear about God or Jesus or the Bible?
I mean, my mom grew up in the faith, but she didn't ever like take heed to that, I guess, as an adult. Like she knew a lot of the Bible. She still does. But she never really sat down and intentionally taught me the Word or tried to help me with my relationship with God. That was never a priority for her. She worked a lot, and my parents divorced when I was 12, so that kind of hindered that. But growing up, all I knew was what, like, my grandma and my mom both would tell me, is that you just ask Jesus into your heart and you will go to heaven. That's just the baseline of what I understood. So it wasn't until I got older that I realized that, like, I was missing something.
And when was that? Like high school, college?
No. In high school, I was very, like, as crazy it sounds, I was very extroverted, party, crazy. It wasn't until after I had my first child that I realized, like, how am I really raising my children?
Wow.
So it was literally me getting pregnant, and I was not married. I was pregnant at a young age with someone who was abusive. And having her is what made me open my eyes to, like, I don't know how to explain it other than, like, thinking about where am I going to go after this and where am I leading her.
Can I pause you really quick? So how old were you when you got pregnant?
I was 18 and I had her when I had just turned 19.
Wow.
So,
And you weren't married?
no,
Did the guy stay in her life or?
no, he doesn't really know her. And my husband now, he was in the room when I gave birth to her. He's raised her since she was born.
Wow. Oh my
So,
gosh.
Yeah.
Now, when you and your husband got together, was he following the Lord?
Kind of, not really. Like,
Not
he
really.
knew a lot more than me, but I knew nothing. Like, I didn't know that, like, fornication was a thing. I didn't know anything.
Wow.
So-
you didn't know any of those things.
No, and we went to a old church far away in Texas, and that's when I found out the word repentance. Like, that was the first time I had ever heard the word repent.
Wow.
And I was like, what is this that he's talking about? And everybody was on fire for God.
And Sarah, you were talking about being in the hospital, giving birth to your daughter.
Yes.
Look at the Lord just orchestrating things.
Yes.
So your husband that you have now, Mark, was actually at the birth
Yes.
of your daughter.
Yes.
And it's like the Lord was just orchestrating everything. But at the time, the two of you weren't talking about church, weren't going to church, weren't
No.
really praying together or
No.
anything. So tell me about that. And then you had your daughter.
Yes.
When did you guys get married?
2016. She was 4 months old. So he was holding her when I came down the aisle to marry him.
Oh my gosh,
In a
this
little
is
dress.
so cute.
Yeah.
Stop.
It was really cute.
Yeah, and you were telling me at break that like the Lord had already revealed to him, like he knew he was going to marry you and be with you. And I
Yeah.
guess you guys had known each other when you were younger, and you were saying that you always
Yeah.
had this like thing in the back of your mind. And
Yeah.
cute. I love a good love story.
Yeah.
That's fabulous. So then when did this like start going to church and all that stuff happen?
It was after I had had her. But in reality, like, if I'm going to be completely honest, I had been going back and forth with my relationship with God. At that point, I knew the truth, but I was so selfish. I knew the truth to a certain extent because I went to a church that preached the truth, but I never read the Bible. So I didn't truly know God. I didn't truly know the truth. So it wasn't until after I lost Zakai, which was my third, that I was like, basically, I hit ground zero. Like, there were things happening in my marriage.
I just want to talk real quick because I know the story. So when you said you had lost a baby, you were how many weeks pregnant?
12 weeks, 5 days.
Pregnant, had a
Yeah.
miscarriage, and
Yeah. So that completely destroyed me. Like, it brought me to the lowest point in my life. And at that point is when I knew, like, I'm not living for God at all. Like, I had known the truth in my head a little bit, but I still hadn't read the Bible really. It wasn't until I had, after him, I had a son named Kai. So very similar to Zakai and then Kai. He was my rainbow baby. After I had him is when I truly started reading the Bible, going to a faith-filled church. And that's when my life truly changed for God. And I became on fire for God and started to teach my children about God and stuff like that. So that's when my life changed. But before that, I was just like living for myself, like living in the world. Like I had a problem with addiction, and I was set free from that because God literally opened my eyes to the spiritual realm of like the drugs that I was taking. I was smoking weed.
You can check out the rest of this interview right here or by going to BibleRevival.tv. And if this show has blessed you, you can help us bless others by partnering with us for as little as $20 a month and help us to expand the reach of this show. We'd also like to invite you to join our Kingdom Discipleship Program, where you have an opportunity to get on weekly Bible Zoom calls with us and people around the world to deep dive into His Word. And you can check all that out at BibleRevival.tv. I'll see you next time, my friend.